El papel de la sociedad civil en el mundo actualmente y con el cambio político que estamos pasando es para profundizar la democracia en primer lugar. La democracia tenemos que comprender que es mucho más que elecciones, pero la democracia es la participación para el monitoreo de las acciones del gobierno y las acciones también de las entidades privadas, de las corporaciones transnacionales principalmente. La voz de la sociedad civil es escuchada muchas veces, pero no totalmente. ¿Qué significa? Que los gobiernos principalmente cada vez más necesitan de la voz de la sociedad civil para que desarrollen políticas específicas para las comunidades que son más vulnerables, por ejemplo. Pero cuando se van a ciertos niveles de poder muy alto, como por ejemplo el Ministerio de Hacienda, normalmente no ha escuchado la voz de la sociedad civil. Es más común que la voz de la sociedad civil es escuchada por los ministerios involucrados en las cuestiones sociales.
With regard to the financial discussions post-2015, there are two aspects that we are talking about. First of all, the most important is financing the Sustainable Development Goals. The Sustainable Development Goals are going to be the new framework for development, not only for the South, but for all countries of the world, to move to more climate-friendly and human rights-friendly forms of development. That is going to be one important aspect of the financing agenda post-2015. The second is, of course, the whole discussion on how we make finance more democratic, how all countries can be involved in the governance of finance, the rules of finance, how finance flows in different parts of the world, but also for society, for people to have more of a chance to see what discussions the governments undertake, what negotiations they undertake. So it is about democratizing sustainable development finance discussions. So those are two critical aspects. And what is the big trend is that we are talking not only about development on one side, environment on the other side, and the social concerns on the other sides. We are all bringing it together because we see for the future, if we want a future where everybody can live in human dignity in a world that is not constantly threatened by climate change, then we have to bring all those issues together. I think civil society is going to have a very important role in the discussions for next year. Civil society has already demanded an important role in the discussions and has been given to some extent a role in the initial discussions on what the agenda is going to be like. And then for the actual negotiations, civil society has to ask the difficult questions, has to be radical in making its demands. For instance, the financial transaction tax, keep on demanding a financial transaction tax to finance the post-2015 agenda. It is going to be difficult. No government wants to talk about giving a little money of its revenue or new revenue towards international agenda, but that is the role of civil society, to ask those difficult questions and to put the difficult issues on the agenda.
The ODA measure has served us well for many years. We have 50 years of data collected on official development assistance, but this measure does have a number of challenges and which we are trying to address in this current reform. I mean, you know that the NGO sector has been very active in commenting on the elements of ODA that could be improved, and what we are trying to do with the ODA refinement is to improve these elements. We think we have some good ideas for future on how we could be doing things better in a more transparent way, providing more detailed information to the development community as such. And when we are developing our proposals, it's very important for us to hear from the civil society what their concerns are, and we will then be able to take them into account. So that's why I came to this conference here in Madrid, to listen to your views, and it's part of our way of carrying out the work. We are having lots of these consultations, not only with civil society, but also with partner countries, other international organizations, and so on.
That over the years, while the definition of official development assistance has not really changed drastically, what is counted as official development assistance has changed to include things like debt relief, imputed student costs, etc., which many civil society groups have campaigned against over the years because they don't really have a development benefit. Official development assistance should be transparent, it should be accountable, it should achieve development results. It should promote partnerships and democratic ownership of development flows, and this could be made more explicit.
This kind of cooperation that we get with the South-South cooperation countries, it is delivered quickly. There are no bureaucratic processes that we need to go through it. And the kind of assistance, when you see it, it's visible. The role of civil society, unfortunately, in this engagement is, I would say, it's still very minimal. Why? Because the agreements that are signed between South-South cooperation partners and our African governments, it's exclusively bilateral, which means the civil society organizations are not previewed to see the agreements, what the agreements entail. And it is very difficult for us, if we have that lack of access to information, we cannot inform our advocates' role.